Alright, so today, sorry, I'm gonna be, going through this game updates section on Discord, the DBOG Discord, and also the sneak peeks and some announcements and stuff. We're just gonna be looking at all the stuff coming to DBOG. There's some pretty crazy stuff, obviously the space update, but some stuff that other people might not be as excited for, like fusion, or new transformations, or, well, a lot of people are excited for new transformations, actually, that's incorrect, so... but Fusion, um, a lot of people are still convinced that Super Saiyan 3 isn't coming in this update. It is. I guarantee it. But, anyway, like, and also it makes sense for Super Saiyan 3 to come into this update. You all will see why. But anyway, let's go ahead and look and see here. So up here, gameplay update 1.6. Housing Grenade doesn't track anymore. That's a little sad, to be honest, because Housing Grenade was cool. I'm gonna have to see, like, in-game what he means by this. I don't even know if the update is in the game yet or not, because sometimes he just types this stuff, and it just leaves it there until, like, the game comes back. Laser type moves, Death Beam, Death Laser, take longer to finish. This is a nerf to these, like, beam moves, because they were OP before. So, with like stacking key moves and stunning people, so hopefully this is a good nerf. NPC nerf, future included. So future NPCs have been nerfed, finally. So moving on, people wanted this a lot, like Cooler. People always complain about Cooler being too strong. King Cold and Mecha Frieza are really strong. Honestly, Perfect Cell is, like, a little weak, to be honest, but, like, it doesn't matter. That's just me, you know, that's my opinion. Heavy Stamina Break. Stamina breaking the opponent while in max power mode will put the opponent in a stun lock recovery mode. Can be used to land long, devastating attacks. So if you're in your full power key mode, basically, all this means is that, like, if you're a key user or something, you can, use your ultimate. So if you're in your ultimate key mode, you can stamina break them and they'll be stunned. So like they'll be like in an animation where they can't move, and you can use like a big spirit bomb or like a big Broly attack or something, and they won't be able to dodge it or block it or anything. Speaking of blocking rushes now takes away defense bar. I don't know how necessary this was, to be honest, but we'll see how it plays out in game. Perfect blocking rushes take away defense bar from the attacker. That's good. That's a good update. Adding more skill to the game, of course. As much skill as you can get in a Roblox game, that is. You can now disable custom color options for clothing and use the clothing's preset color as an option. So basically, if you're using Goku's gi and you can't find the right orange, or you mess it up and you don't know how to use the color thinger. Yes, I just called it a color thinger. Yes, I did. You can set it to the original orange and blue colors that the Goku gi is set to. So, that's, like, you could just automatically do that, which is cool. You can now choose different clothing tops and bottoms. This is cool. So, like, if you want to have a Goku top but a Vegeta bottom, just as an example, that'd look ugly, but as an example, you know, you can. So this just makes characters look more unique, really, is all that does, which is good. Ultimate attack counters have bigger timer window than regular counters. I don't know how necessary this was, to be honest, but sure. Nerfed reverse Mabukusenko timer. This is really good for key users, by the way. Key users, if you're not using Mystic Flash as one of your ultimates, you're doing something wrong. Like, I'm serious. Like, you're just doing you're wrong. Because, like, you have to have, like, your key damage ultimate that, like, is gonna sit there and do all the damage when you hit it, right? But what's your other one gonna be? Another ultimate that also does more damage? Like, what's the point of that? It's like in Xenoverse 2, like, having Super Kamehameha and Final Flash. Like, it's, like, literally just useless. Like, it's a waste. So just have, like, Mystic Flash and, like, whatever, like, either your favorite key ultimate or, like, the one you think does the most damage or whatever. Reverse Mabukusenko timer was nerfed. That's good, because this counter was built different. Knockback time from key moves returned to what it was before. So basically before, he nerfed the knockback so that people couldn't, like, um, key stack as much, and I don't know why he reversed it, because I'm pretty sure people can still just key stack. Then again, the Death Beam nerf is in place, so that'll help at least a little bit, but there's still other moves that people can key stack with. But this is good, for one reason at least, because whenever you use a beam on an NPC, they're like flying towards you again, even while your beam is still in animation. They like got back too quickly. Stats are returned the way they were before you remove the stat weakness. So basically, he implemented a stat weakness, like a stat point weakness, but buffed the amount of stats you get from leveling up, the health and damage that you get from leveling up, like passively, because yes, your character does get stronger passively as you level up, even if you don't put any stat points in, it gets stronger. But anyway, stats are returned to the way they were. So this means I'm pretty sure that the passive stats are still there. Like, you still get stats faster, but the skill points in themselves, like the 5 points you get per level, are like just back to how they were, which is, I mean, there's a reason he nerfed it, and that's to stop like people who just put all their stats into one thing, like all key damage or something, and have like no health. Like, that was like a way to nerf it, and that was good. A lot of the community didn't like it because they don't see that, because the community, you can't rely on the community's opinion for everything, because a large portion of the community isn't going to understand like 90% of the decisions Sunny makes, and that the whole dev team makes. Like, people didn't like this update, but it was a very good update for the game. It was a balance to OP things, and people only complained because either they didn't understand, or they were whiny little babies. Don't nerf me, Sunny. Yeah, don't be like that. Don't be a little boy. NPCs can now stamina break you. This is good. Is it good? I don't know. I don't know if this is good or not. But it's certainly in the game now. So I mean, you best watch out. That'll be interesting. He's trying to make NPCs better. Heavy stamina break in max power mode, and your opponent is stunned until their defense is fully recovered. So basically, this is just what we went over before, only this is the animation that plays. Like I said, it's like a kneeling animation, which is pretty cool, right? You could easily, like, if you were role-playing, you could do this for, like, Golden Frieza, when he destroys the Earth or something. Pretty cool. Blazing Storm, Giant Storm, Death Storm tracks after a knockback. This is a huge update, because these moves were kind of, like, past the meta, because this move right here, Blazing Storm, used to be, like, everyone used this move, even if you were a melee user. Because, like, the meta of the game was, like, you would wait until they charge up, right? But the meta has evolved since then. So now it's, like, just Slingshot and only Slingshot, and nobody ever uses supers, really. Except for, like, the small minority of supers that are, like, overpowered. Like, SS Deadly Hammer and Shining Rage Attack, really. And, like, stuff like that, like Cross-Arm Dive. Even though I wouldn't say Cross-Arm Dive is overpowered, it's just good, right? But, stuff like that, like, that sort of just took over the meta, and now this move is sort of useless, because people have learned how to block it. But now that they track after a knockback, that basically means if you do a heavy knockback, that means that these moves will track and hit them, right? Death Storm is actually a really cool looking move. It's just like a Frieza version of, like, Blazing Storm, where he, like, puts his hand in the air and an explosion happens where you are. It's pretty cool. But it was always worse than Blazing Storm, but now it's still worse. I don't know about damage, but like effectiveness, because Blazing Storm was just faster and more accurate, while this move missed a lot more. It was slower. But now that it's after a knockback, it's like nearly the same, so that's cool. NPCs auto-deflect key attacks when they aren't active. No more cheesing running. So basically, if you use a key attack on an NPC, run away, wait for it to respawn, like, that doesn't work anymore. You have to go in and fight it. You can't just use a key attack to start the fight. You have to start it with melee. And then key users are gonna go, melee users, they're so much better than us. And it's like, well, first of all, no. And then second of all, you see this? After a knockback. Do you know how to knock back people? With melee. That's how you knock back people. That's how you're supposed to do it. The entire meta of the game is supposed to be around this. Like, the entire, like, meta around the game is supposed to be around this, sorry. Around, like, knockbacks and, like, melee combos and shit. Nobody, like, understood what I meant a long-ass time ago when I said damage needed to be based on level, not a stat. Basic melee damage, at least. Not, like, all damage. I mean, like, and I don't mean, like, melee supers or anything. That would still be based on the stat. But, like, basic melee combat, like, when you, like, the left click, right click, the Q and the E should be based on level, not stat. It's to balance key and melee users so that they're doing the same amount of damage, basically, but they're setting up for their attacks the same way as well, right? So there's key attacks like Dirty Fireworks and, like, Burning Blast, where you use wall punching someone. And then there's key attacks that you use after a knockback, such as Blazing Storm, or Kamehameha, or any key attack almost. Like, all of them almost work after a knockback. And that's how you get your big damage, because when they're in a knockback, either they're taking that damage, or they're using their evasive. Which is good. That's how a good meta would be. But now... and it's the same for melee users, by the way. Melee users have moves that they use while hitting people, like Arm Crash, Cross Arm Dive, Shining Rage Attack, SSW Hammer. There's a lot of them. And then they have moves after knockback, like, fucking the rush move, or the chase moves, like Meteor Combination, or Kaioken Assault, stuff like that. And, like, even if you don't want to do that, you're like, oh, it takes too much stamina, then you vanish behind them and continue your combo. Like... You're a melee user, you have a lot of stamina, I'm sure you can afford vanishing behind them. Like, if you can't afford that, then you built your melee character wrong. Or not wrong, so to say, but ineffectively. So, I'm gonna take my W on what I said months ago that got a lot of hate because people didn't understand what I meant, and now look at where the meta is. Nobody uses super attacks at all. So, I'm gonna take my W here. Anyway... Let's move on to the sneak peeks. This quest right here, Frieza in space. I know what this quest is. I can't say it, but it's like a big quest. It's really cool. Lord Shield, the guy that Bardock fought in the episode of Bardock Special, where he went Super Saiyan. Bojack, yes, Bojack here. In the little Bojack area. That's cool. So yeah, Bojack. My man. I wonder if he transforms. He probably does. I showed this before. This is before Namek. This is after Namek. Namek map is getting an update. Well, it already has. Actually, I showed it off in my live stream if you want to go check it out. I might still upload that whole, like, part of the live stream where I'm going through Namek. Because I've already uploaded 2 segments of it, which was me fighting Sunny and then Sunny showing off new moves. But anyway... yeah, Namek looks so much better now. Like, it's like... This Namek looks so much better than this Namek does, trust me. Like, it doesn't look like it, just looking at the pictures. But it just does. Like, you're gonna have to take my word from it. This is, like, a screenshot from it. Like, this screenshot doesn't even do it justice, really. Like, this is just destroyed Namek. And there's, like, a lava fall and shit. Like, looks sick. What is this? Oh, this is the pod animation. So yeah, so when you're in space, you press M, and then you press Shift, M for menu, and then Shift to summon a space pod. And it summons a space pod at your location. You could summon it wherever, and you use the same space pod for each character. And you can't steal space pods either. Yeah, this is just showing, like, footage of space. Thunder Flash. So this is Pycon's move, I believe. 99% sure that he used this against Super Saiyan Kaioken Goku. Or at least Super Saiyan Goku, or whatever Goku from the tournament. Final Revenger. So, we're not going to look at that. We're going to look at the Roblox version. Ba ba ba, get him from the back, and then the fucking sledgehammer. I love that move. That's sick. Um, Gigantic Hammer. This looks sick too. This move is in Dokkan. Just recently added to Dokkan with the new Dokkan Vest Broly. This is Gigantic Hammer, again, just a worse version. Goku fighting style. We'll look at it. You see there? It's better than the old one. Alright, this is a fusion. Now, Hellfired and Sunny the Boss fused. It gives you the Metamoran clothes, the Gogeta Gotenks clothes. It looks really cool. The clothes look awesome and everything. The 3D model and everything looks sick. The hair just combines your two hairstyles, and you keep the color, just like Gotenks, kinda. So you could see Hellfired's hair color is red, Sunny's is black. So it just adds the hair on top of each other, which some say it's lazy. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's great. And then this is just confirming that new clothes are coming. PyCon clothes, for example. And then there's one other thing I want to show. Cheng has access to this Beerus helmet, or this Beerus face, or whatever. It probably doesn't mean anything, but I mean, if this is in the data of the game, then it means that, like, it's possible. Like, it's also possible that Cheng is just fucking around, and it's Cheng, of course, so he probably is just, you know, messing around and everything. But I mean, like, I'm just gonna throw this out here, you know. This is for my clickbait YouTube video, right? So when you click on this video, you're like, oh my god, Beerus race is coming, like, yes and no. Yes, but actually no. We'll go with. That's it for my video here. Don't think there's anything else really to show. Oh yeah. Releasing a new limited item on release. Kaido outfit from One Piece and Deku's mask. I don't watch One Piece, but I watch My Hero Academia. So this is like All Might hair, and it's got Deku's mask. The clothes look sick. I'm not even gonna lie, like the clothes looks, and the mask looks pretty alright. So yeah, I think this is cool. It's like the Drip Goku. It's gonna be limited, so you probably have to farm up to buy these items. Which I'll probably stream myself doing once Space Hype drops. But yeah, this is it for this video. Can't wait for this. I hope the All Might style is available. That would be sick. But yeah, that's it. Have a nice day.